If I just line the front wheel up, so that's parallel with the rest of the with the rear wheel, and now you can see the front forks are definitely an angle. Hello everyone, this channel has particularly been about the ups and downs of TZR ownership. That's what I said, and yet we're on a downstroke now. If you remember from the last video, we just tuned the carbs up, we got everything sorted, ready to go. We're just going to take it for an MOT and put the fairings on, take it out for a few cafe runs. If everything was fine, it'd be down to the dyno and get everything squared away and get some numbers against the bike. It's not happened. What's happened is I've got bruises on my legs and ribs, some of the plastic parts are broken, and I think there might be a problem with the front end. Not entirely sure how that happened, but we'll come back to that in a later video. So what I want to do is take a look at the bike. Let's see if there is anything wrong with the front end, and let's see how we can fix that if there is. Okay, so let's take a look at the bike and make some progress. What I've done so far to get ready for this test is I've taken all the plastics off. I've taken the headlight off. I've taken the front mudguard off. So this is going to give a really nice clean picture when looking from the forks to see if the tyre, the front wheel, is lined up. So I'm just going to jump on. It's a bit difficult to see here. I've got the forks, the handlebars lined up perfectly straight, and the front wheel is just pointing off to that direction. Might be easier if I just line the front wheel up, so that's parallel with the rest of the with the rear wheel, and now you can see the front forks are definitely an angle, so front wheel's pointing off in that direction. Now this might be because the forks have twisted in the yokes, and I've used Delboy Garage YouTube channel, extremely helpful. I rebuilt the front forks, the USD forks, with advice from his channel. Very, very, very helpful videos. And he's got a video on how to reset twisted forks. So I'm going to try that now. Okay. So the first thing to do is slacken off the top yoke nut. Then work down both sides of the bike. So the lower yoke nut. Mudguards are obviously already off, but the brake calipers as well, because they can hold on to things. The front spindle pinch bolts, and loosen the front spindle, and also on this bike the clip-ons as well. So let's get all of that undone. Start with let's just slacken that off, finger tight. Then we'll move on to the bolts here. Oh, I always get my fingers stuck in these things. Let's slacken these off. Get them so they're spinning on their own account without needing a lever to get them to move. Okay. Then let's get the caliper undone. Sure. Is that 14 mil? It also helps to use the right end. I thought it was 13 mil. Okay, so okay. They're loose. And the other side. They're loose. The front pinch, spindle pinch. I forgot to do the clip-ons, so let's do the clip-ons. Because we don't want to undo the top yoke, or else there'll be nothing holding the forks on. But we can undo the clip-on because they clamp onto the fork as well. And on the other side, you find that as you slacken one off, the other one becomes tighter. Just for the nature of the way pinch bolts work. I don't really understand the science behind it. So I'm going to leave this bolt done up. Okay, and the last thing to do is the 19mm on the front socket. Front spindle rather. Not quite there yet. A deceptive amount of power from one of these long torque wrenches. I think that'll be fine. Yeah, I could just move that. That'll be fine. So it does look as if these shower stickers were both facing forwards, and it does look as if that one's turned in. Okay, let's try the procedure. Normally, you would do this with your full weight on the bike. Can't actually see any movement. It doesn't seem to be moving. What I can do, just move it over here, press it against there. Can you see that? Ah, see, that's just springing back. This is the old trick you used to do with your bicycles. But no, that's just springing back. So there's definitely something bent here. I'm going to have to take the front end off and get that sent away to be fixed. So this is probably not the right way to jack the front of a bike up, but I couldn't think of any other way. If I have to take these yokes off, then how could I get a front paddock stand under the front? I don't know how you would do this, but for now I've got 4 ratchet straps and a ladder, which is pretty stable, and I can spin the front wheel, and the back wheel's off the ground at the moment, but when I take all this weight off the front, then it's going to share the load more between this ladder and those rear straps that are holding it up. So hopefully that'll be okay, but what I want to do is show you the front wheel, and you can test how if the front wheel is bent or not. Let's do that. And what you need to do that is a very specialised piece of equipment. I'll find out the part number of this, but there's a Yamaha version, a Suzuki version, and this is for measuring the run out of a wheel. Now essentially what you do is you just hold that dead steady next to the wheel there. You see there's a little red indicator on the end of that, and you spin the wheel slowly. You can hear that red indicator touching, and then you just keep holding it. You can see there's a massive gap now, so this front wheel is definitely bent. And in fact I don't even need the special Yamaha tool. If I just spin this, you can see that's as bent as a banana, and there's actually a kink in there as well in the rim. So this definitely all needs to come off now, and we need to take it to Maidstone Motorliner and see if they can fix it. Okay, that's that off. Other spaces in there. Okay, that's the front wheel off. It's there free. Now I should really just put this back on. The right way around. Yeah. Okay, so they're free. So I can get the forks out now. So that's the right size, but I'm not going to get anything on there. What I've got, these long extension ones here, bare cut. It's 9 or 6. That's good. That goes on there. And then I can just find a way to undo that. Again, this is probably something I should have done on the ground, but that's okay. Not a lot of torque involved in these. I'll make sure that this fork doesn't disappear off like a demon and hit the ground. You can see it's loose. I'll just drop that out. Okay, one fork. There's no way of me telling if this is bent just by using my eyes. Still feels smooth, but this is a job for a professional. That is definitely bent. That should be going straight up. So there's some question marks over this one. So now we should be able to take off the top clamp and see what we need to take off the ignition barrel. That's the top clamp off. I swear on the Yamaha parts manual there should be some bits there, I don't know. Now that looks like that comes off with 2 security screws. Probably what I'll do is I'll just cable tie these calipers up so they're not hanging such heavy weights. Okay, then they're okay now, so I can get this undone without fear of everything falling on the floor. Still wants a bit more. Okay, that is, just move that yoke out of the way. There you go. So that locks in the 2 bolts there. Let's pop that down there. And the top one. And there should be a little washer in between. Can't see it. Well, we'll get a new one of those from Yamaha. I'll just lean my leg against that. There you go, that's got it. Well, there should have been a washer in between those two according to the parts manual. So this has been a part before, which is very disturbing. Now, what I'll do is just grab hold of, that's now loose. So that should just slide out the bottom. That one on. See, that's been, there's plenty of grease on there. It's like a plastic bearing. Weird. This is the part number, the Yamaha part number that's also used for testing this. What you need ideally on the lower yoke is you need a piece of glass or a granite table or something like that. I just have this really, really thick piece of aluminium that I've been using to do stuff. And if you just put the pencil in, press it flat, and then just roll, then you can see the tip goes down first. So if this yoke was not bent, that would all touch down at the same time. If I keep the pencil the same way round, just to prove the pencil's not bent, but ideally you'd use like a steel ruler. I put it on this side, and then you can see the other way. So it's both sides are definitely twisted. So that's going to need to go to professional. Good news is I've got all of this done, so I can put it all in the car and we can we'll catch up on the road. All right, that's it. Everything's loaded in the back, and now I'm off to the land of the rising sun to get things fixed. Yep, I'm going to Maidenhead. crikey.
It's quite a mess.
Absolutely bent. So which one's the bent disc?
On this side.
On that side?
Yeah.
Wow.
But yeah, it's a bit messy, the wheel, but I'm sure we can make that work.
Thanks very much. Well, that's all dropped off. The damage is the front wheel is bent, one of the discs is bent, both of the forks are bent on the top part, and the yokes are bent. But Maidstone Motorliner think, yeah, we'll make it all straight. So that's good. Now I'm off. So I started this trip at 60% charge. I've now got 30% charge left, and that's not bad going, is it?